know if we'll see something like what OG's pulled off thus far in groups like ever again. At least maybe till next year, assuming they stay together.
So let's say who are you saying OG is now your favorite to win TI after watching all this? Are you really going to put them ahead of, say, someone like Secret?
I don't know if they're the favorite, but I'd say they're the team to beat.
Okay.
Like, I think that people slept on them, including myself, and watching them, you've got to assume that, you know, they are the reigning champs, right? But I feel like you compare the hype around Team Liquid last year to the hype around OG this year, and I
feel like there was.
Yeah, exactly. But
there should have been. According to this, in middle lane already, Abed, all he has is his healing salve, and the one tango he's eaten, he will be flying out a full bottle now. But Jarek's just sitting there. He is quite the nuisance on this hero. It is 16-4 versus 14-1, so besides that kill, it is reasonably even. Top lane, Ice. He is tanking up. He will get his farm on this hero. The problem is, people can just run away from you because you're a Timber Saw. That's always going to be the problem.
That is the name of the game when playing against Timber.
Yep, middle lane, Abed. Oh, going for the kill on Thompson. Who's going to get it? Abed will pick it up. Jarek gets the solo kill because of that, but Abed needed that, and Jabs, he'll give him the tip for it.
Jarek says, thank you for the mana boots.
Yeah. Like, you know, Abed's like, I'm happy, but Jarek's is like, so am I. And only Thompson really going to be, you know, a little bit sad about that, but he does help his support out. And it will be a rune again, bottom. Dubu scoops up the Invis rune. Jarek's won't be able to get it. 1.1k on that Earthshaker, as you said. And he buys the Soul Ring instead.
Batesman at the Sentry just doing home. Mid lane.
Rolling on through. He knows he's here. So when do you go Mana Boots and when do you go Soul Ring Tranquil on Earthshaker?
I think the Soul Ring is just for the HP sustain. He wants to stay on map. I actually feel like Arcane's is too early, and there's also no one on his team that really needs them in this game.
Yeah. Like, sure, some people like him, but it's not like we have to have it. Bottom lane, they're going to go in. Seb will take a little bit of damage, but Dubu, he is super low himself, and Jarek's going to start rotating down. Seems like Jarek's is the main man this game, making stuff happen.
Yeah. The keys for OG are going to be to play away from the Timber Saw. Fnatic, you want to get Abed engaged. The only downside of their draft is that they don't really have a natural playmaker, with the exception of the Ember Spirit. We see in the picture-in-picture, Timber Saw picking up the kill. Thompson getting dove. He salves. Oh my god.
Gets the salve off, gets level 6 now as well, and Seb gives a tip to his teammate. Jerks gets another kill onto Dubu, and man, it's a slaughter right now. 2-5 already. 7 kills in 5 minutes.
The concern with the OG lineup, though, is we brought it up in the draft. They don't have anything to deal with Timber Saw. This hero is invincible until later on in this game. Much later.
Who builds a Spirit Vessel, Kyle?
Oh, nice deny there,
sorry. Legion?
Not sure. I think it might be Jarek's. But yeah, actually, you're right. It is LC.
He's getting dove out right here. There's going to be the Timber chain over. DJ has one more freeze, and there it is. Just saw him up with that whirling death, and that's going to be a kill.
It's really well done by Fnatic. You want to play around your Timber. The same way OG want to avoid him. He's by far the strongest hero on map right now in this game. And Fnatic can just group up with their 2 supports. It's very effective.
Nice sleep. 1-2, no tail. Does have the Frostbite in 1 mana. Does have it now.
Yep,
Oh, he purges off the Searing Chains with the creep.
But it won't matter, unfortunately.
Still stylish on the play there.
4-5 now, though. Quick 2 to 3 kills for Fnatic there. And they're upping the pace themselves right now. Look at it. It feels like this IO can't really do anything in this lane right now. The tower is going down. You don't hit the tower very hard as Timber, but guess what? You tank it for your creeps the entire time. Bottom, Jab squaring up against Seb right now. Level 5 Morse for level 5 Legion. It is a bottle from Seb, so he does get his HP and mana back. But it's tough. You never really want to dive a Morphling ever.
He's trying to fade, look at the fissure.
Still no duel.
He has no agility left to morph.
It's getting scary. He will turn into someone, but he's just getting right-click now. He will change back to the Morphling. He doesn't have a wave for him. Ice gets to top tower, tries to stun him. Dubu comes down here, but it's not enough.
How does Seb know to kill him there? That's insane. He just went on a Morphling who had about 1,000 HP still to morph and just kept hitting him with Legion. Forced him to man up on him like that. Knowing how many heroes Fnatic TP top to make that rotation.
So much gold.
Yeah, those balls blowing up is a really good feeling. Kyle mentioned it. You get the full damage when those balls explode.
They already get the counter ward there. They know. I mean, everyone knows. Where's this IO gonna go when you're playing on Dire? He is always gonna sit by this shrine. So you want to get a ward down, but it's so hard to pressure that, especially with the Chen on.
Same idea why Alchemist is super busted right now. It's really hard to invade this area this early in the game for these heroes. So any hero that can really capitalize on those camps stacking and finishing them off is just really good.
And now Seb, he's gonna be the one to try to defend. Ice already so tanky. Level 7. With 4 in that reactive armor, has a soul ring as well as mana boots, and he can just tank this tier 2 tower.
They rotate tops in the bottom, they put IO mid, and they put Legion top. These are the type of things you can watch in terms of map distribution. I know we're kind of just highlighting what OG's doing in this game, but like Kyle said, you know, they are the team to beat, and they've proven that their methodology of playing the map is better than anyone else at this current moment, at least the teams they're playing against.
Still, I think Seb going at it, that tier 2 tower.
He has max press the attack, by the way, on Seb. I was not ready for that. That's new.
Oh, it's the heal.
It's the purge of the Q, too.
Yeah, you heal the Wisp as well later on in the game, and it's like you heal Wisp right now, and whoever he's tethered to, like it's like plus 800 health for the pair of them.
No tail. He's doing some crazy stuff over here. He was just falling around. I don't even know if he's
he's cutting the creeps. You can't deal with Timbersaw. You literally cannot address him. So he's trying to deal with the creep wave. Seb just all-ins for the catapult. Just desperately trying to slow down this pressure top. Why? To buy honest space. Check out where he is. That's right. Just farming up, has the HOD, going now for level 15 and the Aghanims.
You are losing a tower, and probably Seb here. Oh, no.
I'm telling you, he legitimately maxes W in order to occupy the lane that Ice is in, so he can continuously purge off the Whirling Death debuff.
Yeah, you're right. He can't offensively threaten Timber, right? But he can kill the creep waves and keep himself alive.
Yeah. Dubu, was he trapped in? Not quite yet, but he is going to be surrounded by 3 heroes. Gets a nice stomp. Will he actually be able to make this TP? Nice job by Dubu. And top, Seb still getting run at. The rest of his team is going to be here. Will they be in time? No. Ice gets it. Will he be able to get the tower? There's a lot of heroes coming up here, and he doesn't do the most damage to this tower, just tanking it up.
He can't die, though, and he has CM aura, too, so it's not as if he'll ever have to leave this half of the map.
The average player, if you're playing as a hero like Timber, just gets super frustrated. We're losing our tier 2 at 10 minutes into the game. OG knows this is going to happen, right? They know this is expected. Their job is to just delay it as long as possible. And so even though Legion dies there, he kind of has to do that. And it's Fnatic making the right play. It's a really good rotation by Dubu. But by no means is this like, why is Seb just feeding to this Timbersaw? Somebody has to feed to the Timbersaw. He's just trying to make it take as long as possible. And it did take, I think, 4 creep waves for the Timbersaw to finally kill him.
Ooh, tops and bottom as well. This is a level 10 troll, by the way, at 10 minutes in. Dubu will get the stomp off, was netted down, but just tries to run into the trees. Abed's here, level 8.
What?
They try to go in, Topson, he's just going to run away, going to throw the axes. Now he is going to get bolted under the tower. Here comes another Spirit. Abed just chasing him. Topson just doesn't seem to care what's going on. We'll jump forward again. We have a slight plus chains up in 3. Sanson Topson, he's just going to get run down here, it looks like. Oh, pops the ulti. Right clicks, and look at this. He's just going to survive. They're scared he's going to TP in. No, he's going to move forwards. Gets the whirling axis so he can't do damage, and he survives.
It's like...
He's just clowning.
He's just toying with them.
Doesn't need to be careful, though. There's going to be the bolas as well, but guess who's coming on down? He's actually going to take him back. Let's heal up, friend. Goes all the way back to the fountain. Top. They're going for Seb now. Ice still chasing after him, almost level 10. Doesn't have his chakram quite yet.
I know he died, but Seb has kept his tower alive. This is so important. Look at where Fnatic's playing. They wanted to have rotated towards this tier 1 mid, connect on your Morph or your Ember Spirit. Instead, they're forced to just stay top. Stay top. Now look, Shaker with the Blink Dagger. That's a huge equalizer. It's only 11 minutes into the game. And he gets the deny. Dude, that...
Still going in. Seb will just purge it off again.
Understood what his job was at the start of the game. He knew. Look at the way he's playing. This is hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen a 1-4-1 Legion in the history of my life.
So it sounds like you guys are saying this game's over.
No.
It's not over. They're just playing.
It just sounds like that's what you're saying
Fnatic's not doing anything wrong. They're playing this game properly. It's just so cool watching OG address... and now, because so much time and space has been bought top, yeah, sure, Seb trades his life twice, but he gets the deny, and he gets, what, 4 or 5 minutes of time? That means the Blink's picked up. That gets them that kill on Ember Spirit.
They don't get the tower, though.
And now Ice is going to rotate to bottom, which is what's going to zone the Troll from playing bottom, but that whole process has been stalled, and that's the point. You're waiting for this IO Ags. Well, they talked about it. Once you get IO Ags with level 15, there is no stronger hero in the game at that current moment. So they just have to make sure they lose as minimal towers as possible by the time before that happens.
Ice. He is rotating on, has his hood now, so still unkillable as it comes.
Thompson has a defusal coming out soon, 300 gold, which means that even though they may not kill the Timber quickly, it will be mana burned all the way down to 0 if Troll's allowed to wail on him.
Yep, Ice 4-0-0, and he's actually going to look for Jerks. Jerks does have the blink. He didn't see him, though. He is going to get rotated on middle. It's going to be Anna as well, taking a ton of damage. There's going to be a sleep up. This Earthshaker looking to fall. There's going to be a heal from the Chen, almost fully heals every single hero. They're all rotating in mid, but you can't do anything. Ice. There goes Anna. Ice owning. They get another one. No Tail goes down as well. And Ice is doing it all right now, trying to clear all the creeps. Thompson does get bottom tower, but they're going to lose their middle tier 1 here as well.
Yeah, Fnatic's playing this game well, absolutely. I really like the way they're playing. We're just we're just excited to watch OG, but Fnatic is putting on a much better show this game.
It's just because we're marveling at OG simply because Fnatic is in so much of a stronger position in the game. Like, OG can do nothing but buy time. I don't think all 5 heroes collapsing on Timbersaw will kill him right now. Like, you actually cannot kill Ice. Thus, wherever he shows up, OG's only hope is to just sort of run. Have you seen Attack on Titan?
I have not.
No? Okay, it's like these humans have to fight like giant man-eating giants, right?
Yeah.
A lot of it's just distracting them. And that's what OG's doing here.
Have you looked at Seb's item build, Grant? This is a Spirit Vessel First Legion. We talked about this. This is his job in the game, is to shut down this Timbersaw.
That's another reason I like watching these, because, you know, it makes us look smart. Because if we feel like we know the right thing to do, you can assume that Seb does too, right?
And it's much easier to say what you should be doing when watching the game than when you're playing.
Is it
true?
I mean, because he's so far behind, though, he's gonna have a Yules before he has a Spirit Vessel, and doesn't feel as impactful, right?
Yeah, you still require it though, and they're gonna have the Diffusal Blade plus Earthshaker, so a lot of disables. Spirit Vessel simply makes it so while you're dealing damage, he isn't regenning all the way through the damage.
Yeah.
So they have the ways of still killing him despite the Yules. Like, yeah, the Yules is good because he's going to purge the Spirit Vessel and he knows this is coming. Heads up, like, item purchase.
Oh, blocked in. It's going to be Abed. Nice Centaur Stomp. We have another one. He's going to chain 2 of them together. They're going to summon in Thompson as well. There's going to be an ulti, but he dodges it. Jarrett gets outplayed, and now Ice. He's in here as well. He is going to blow him up. There goes Jarrett, and there's going to be Dubu ulti. No, but he gets netted immediately by Thompson. Thompson has to use the ulti. Still has a magic wand as well. Just life stealing. Jabs is here, just right-clicking him down, and he is in a lot of trouble right now. Ice is just absolutely stomping him right now. Seb gonna try to run away. There's gonna be the stomp. It is the kill. Dubu on a killing spree, and they are now 1,000 gold up. That was a 4-for-1 trade. No, it's gonna be more than that. It's gonna be a 5-for-1 trade, plus all the Chen creeps as well. Fnatic taking it to OG right now.
They're doing a great job. It's all because they've got just presence in the enemy jungle. It's important. You want to try and shut down OG's timing. And, you know, credit OG for buying time, but it's tough. Like, they've already killed 3 of your towers. It's so much easier now for Fnatic to control the map. Look at the circle drawn. That's where they want to continue to play. And it constricts OG's map. Like, that's how you have to beat them. If you try and play a 50-50 game against OG, I feel like you're always going to come up behind, because
Ladies and gentlemen, VP against EG. What a way to start the final day of the group stage. I'm Pixel here with Fogged, and I'm looking forward to this one. Ourselves, we've not personally got to see EG in any of the games that we've covered. We have seen a bit of VP.
Yep.
It was in the series against OG where wasn't one of VP's finest times. They did get stomped 2 times. Let's see if EG is going to be able to do it, or if VP is able to pick themselves back up and come into their games today, which they need to do, right? They're sort of down there at the bottom, VP. These wins ever so important, and the same to be said for EG if they want to hold on to that chance of getting the upper bracket spot going into the main event.
VP yesterday coming in kind of clutch, taking the 2 games versus Infamous. Now they're in an okay spot. They had gone on a 7-game loss streak on VP. They started 3 wins in a row and then 7 losses in a row. So now coming in versus EG, they have those 2 wins after beating Infamous, which is looking pretty good. So yeah, it could be a pretty okay day if they're able to take these.
Yeah, we've all had those 7 loss streaks, and you know what comes after a 7 loss streak? A 7 win streak. It's it's the forced 50% that we all know and experience in our pubs. So maybe this is the time for VP to get that streak going. EG themselves, we were looking at some of the drafts beforehand, and the draft's just about to get ready and come onto your screen. In terms of what we expect from them in the draft, there's not that much variance, right, with EG. They've sort of found what they feel very comfortable with, and obviously at the moment I believe the 6-6 has sort of had a 50% success rate. They're probably unlikely to stray from that too much. Yeah,
they've actually picked the least heroes here at the tournament. They've picked 30. I believe I looked and I saw VP had picked 38, so they picked a little more variety, but not like an insane amount. The other teams, I've seen some with like 50, so that's like way higher when you're looking at those for variance. But yeah, you have to think that VP is going to be a little bit prepared for what EG is going to be bringing to the table. And I liked seeing what VP did last night when after they went on that like 7 loss streak when they're playing versus Infamous. It looked like they were just like, all right, guys, we can't just be doing like just picking Omni Knight first phase or anything like that. We actually have to start straying outside the box and just doing some things that just maybe people aren't picking so much, but this is Dota. We saw what OG's been doing. Bring new heroes to the table. Who cares? They picked some Doom, some Necrophos. It ended up working great for them. So yeah, definitely going to probably see VP straying a bit outside of the norm to find some solutions for these tanky cores in particular. That's what I saw. The Doom and the Necrophos was because we're seeing so many strength cores, and that's a percent-based damages. Yeah. So see what they're going to do.
And the opening bands, no surprises. As we're seeing, Lesh very, very popular at this moment in time. And Kunkka has had a lot of bans, right? Yes. I feel like we're seeing a lot of drafts that Kunkka is just first phase ban at the moment.
I think banning Lesh versus EG is always good, especially after what we saw with VP yesterday. They picked Lesh both of their games, and no one had a better game in the second one, but it did not look hot at all in the series that we saw for them. While you look at EG, Sumel's been playing the hero for the last like 5 months across tournaments, and he's been really dominant. Probably the best, or like top 2, top 3 Leshes that we've been seeing played. Probably between him and maybe.
Oh, final opening ban from EG. I mean, what else have we really seen you feel from VP? That Gyro.
That's a big one.
Yeah, the majority of teams against VP banning Gyrocopter in the first phase against VP.
Mag and Gyro. We've seen VP get banned against them quite a lot here.
Yeah, VP's final opening ban before we get into the picks.
I hope we just get a lot of skirmishing between the teams. That's pretty much what we've been seeing across the board mostly here, but I want to see like Arteezy farming, Ramsey's farming on opposite sides, and just 4 people battling.
Yeah, I want to see some old classics like Arteezy Lifestealer, maybe some Ramsey's Raking, some heroes that are going to be able to match at a similar pace. And obviously the Lifestealer is the big sort of question. We've seen EG, they started off the group stage, didn't have the best performances with it, but then, of course, the infamous turnaround where we saw that 1v5 rampage from Artor, and since then his Lifestealer has it got the fire back behind it. So we'll see if that's going to be what EG look to try and rest on once again, or maybe even if VP do want to take it away. Probably not in the first phase bans.
Yeah.
Maybe in the second phase.
Yeah, more than likely. They take out the AA. Okay.
All right. So sort of looking at that one, you're probably saying what, the Alchemist?
I'd assume so, yeah.
Alk's in the game.
Alk gets brought up. I'm wondering if these teams have to be looking. You have to start spreading your pools, right? They only pick 30 at EG. They like doing that. They like sticking to their comfort heroes. But after you've been seeing these teams like OG and Secret and LGD, just how much variety they've been showing, I feel like you have to start diversifying a little bit here. There's still the Ogre. There's still that Shadow Demon, the ones that we've seen and loved so much. Enchantress also slips through.
Some teams just really favouring opening with Ench, and of course with the AA ban it was no surprise. Alchemist first pick for VP. And to follow it up, let's see. Definitely SD sort of jumps out as as one of those super strong supports that has been left in after the opening bans.
Yeah, also good versus the Enchantress in a lot of
And there it
situations.
is. Again, not a surprise here. VP, after that AA ban and the fact that these two heroes were in, what else were they going to pick? No, these are the two heroes that are no surprises. Back to EG.
One thing I really like about the Shadow Demon, besides being good versus Enchantress and also being like a save versus the Alchemist, is what I've seen is this is like a king of stacks. You can stack the whole jungle really easily with your Shadow Poison, set up your Alchemist to be able to farm it up freely there. Some teams like to stack a lot more than others. I've seen Alliance are really favorable about their stacking, but we'll see if that's what VP wants. As EG, they take the ET. Super popular hero that we've seen a lot. Also,
very well. So we've seen what OG is again. Also, another team that do this. Ench ET, they know. EG, they know as well. These two heroes, if they're available, be sure to grab them up. And obviously, we've got to have to look to see what EG's approach is going to be to deal with an Alchemist lineup.
Right now, the thing that ET always like makes you always happy about is that now you're like, okay, we are probably going to be okay in damage. Like, ET always just makes everybody else do so much, even if it's versus, like, these strength heroes, where it's not like the old days where the Agi heroes just get put to absolute 0, something like that. They will be having their plus armors from some other sources, but it will always amplify everybody else to be able to take out this Alk.
VP start to ban out those heroes that would really revel on the big tanky ones like the Alk. Potentially, you'd imagine Pasha's hero normally likes to play those big sort of beefy initiators, and Slark would be a bit of a nuisance to lane up against.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking something like maybe something like a Tide Hunter.
I was going to say the Pasha.
They're still really liking the Tide.
Yeah.
A lot of teams are. Mirana taken out by EG makes sense when there's the Shadow Demon there. Just puts a little bit of a threat. Just because if the Enchantress, that's the one thing, is like Enchantress, you can get burst down, especially if you're just chain stunned. So the SD plus the Mirana.
And of course, the one that sort of really jumps out to me that's still there is the Lina, right?
Yes.
For VP. Lina, definitely a hot pick for them.
But Roger had a rough game, if they were to put it on Roger again, because he did not have the best time, although they did just kind of get ran at.
I still wouldn't mind seeing it, because with the SD, it's
the burst versus Enchantress.
Super nice, and there is that versatility.
Yes.
If they want to, obviously run Ramses on the Alk and have that mid. There's the Lifestealer ban that we talked about.
Yep, I think we've seen a lot of teams now start picking the Lifestealer versus the Alchemist a lot of the times, because you don't have to go for the Radiance build. You go your Armlet, you go your Deso, and you just do such straight physical damage that you're able to pierce food.
Ooh, taking the Willow themselves.
Nice. A big fan of this hero, actually. I think it also gives you a lot of like setups too. It's like, I don't know if they can also go for like that Morphling that we've seen, the combo, the Willow Morphling, which is pretty absurd. But yeah, Willow provides you a lot of team fight, a lot of control as well. But again, VP's really been sticking with, we're picking 2 squishy supports. That's what I've been seeing them do in majority of their games. They had some AA Grimstrokes, they had some Lich +1s, I can't remember actually. Maybe they had Lich Tree that game. But yeah, they've been picking a lot of squishy supports. But yeah, heavy magic damage coming out from Willow, right? Versus that Enchantress as well, when you're able to get your levels online. Can be quite nice.
For EG, the hero. Let's have a look.
Pango!
Okay, Pango.
So that's probably crit.
Yeah, that'll be the crit Pango.
Yep, the Enchantress plus the Pangolier, the disruptive heroes to just mess with the carries farm. Pango plus ET. We also saw OG run that as well. It's a crazy amount of team fight that comes in just from the 2 supports, and it's a lot of damage that comes from the 2 supports as well.
Have we seen Arteezy bring any Void to the group stage?
I don't believe so. But it
I
does
feel
look
like
like a pretty nice Void game.
This would be a pretty nice Void game for EG.
Yeah, Willow's pretty good. Willow's pretty annoying to play against because you get caught in the root. The brambles are pretty obnoxious.
But I guess at the same time, the Shadow Realm harassment in the lane is you're going to be able to time walk that heavy hit each time.
Yeah. I wonder, what is VP? Are they going to go for a pressure lane here? Because they don't see the carry yet. Do they want like an Ogre? Okay, so Centaur plus the Willow. So that's going to be their pressure lane here.
Yeah, and that this is sort of the reason why they pick sort of the squishy supports, because they always know that Pasha, they're always going to get something big for Pasha.
Good way to get on top of this Enchantress too on the ET too.
I like the Void, dude.
It looks great.
You can't
the Void
stampede
looks nice.
out of the Chronosphere.
The Void definitely does look nice for EG now, in particular versus that Centaur, especially because they don't have their usuals.
You have the ET, you're able to punish sort of the squishy supports at the back.
Yeah, in particular it's because of that ET, right? So they're going to go for the Naga side.
They go for Naga
Another setup. That's the other one. They can set up the ET plus the Pangolier. You can look to take fights on your own accord, and now we have a Naga Siren versus an Alchemist lineup. So, late game, if you can make it there as EG, right? Because Alchemist, we've seen it just peak that much faster. If the Naga Siren's going to be able to do so there. Can they actually bring the pressure onto the Naga Siren? That's the one thing, too.
10 seconds remaining.
I see final ban for VP. Expecting.
They don't deal with the illusions from Naga Siren well at all right now from their draft on VP. They don't have great ways to clear.
No, I mean, well, Alk, we've seen Alk before against. Was a bit against the Naga where he goes like gets the cleave talent, gets Mjolnir.
Cleave, Mjolnir, and all that. We did see
Like,
the Alchemist end up taking over the game.
Yeah, he can build.
Yeah.
Obviously takes a fair bit of time.
But the rest of them, right? Like Centaur, sure, like early on, we're understanding, yes. Early on, you have your nukes to be able to deal with them, but once like the Naga Siren starts getting some items built up, yeah, these mirror images look like they're going to cause 3 of these heroes big problems. So that last hero that we're assuming is going to be no one needs to be something that deals with these as well. So Ember Spirit's still in the pool if they want to go for something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised to see an Ember ban from EG here.
What other can deal? Other great ones to deal with? I mean, Zeus maybe, but they're still gonna just take out the Lina, the easy combo.
Ooh,
and they're taking their Storm.
Storm. That's the way you want to wake up in the morning.
So now Ember's not as good. The lane becomes a little bit rougher.
Sure.
Quite a bit rougher. Zeus also not a pickable hero.
No,
I didn't think it really was anyway.
Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus not very good anyway. So now they need something that's okay versus the Storm Siren and can deal with Naga Siren. Do they want something like a DK? It's not great versus Naga. Gives them more catch. Not really liking it. I still feel like they need more for the illusions. I don't think DK solves that.
Yeah, the Naga definitely seems to be a pick that is going to be an issue unless VP can get something solid to help cut it down. I mean, what you think there's just no way you can play Ember? You don't think he'll want to because of the Storm?
I mean, you can. It's a lot harder. The lane is
Yeah.
not as good as it was, and Storm Spirit could just hit you, and then you're giving Storm a really good lane. The catch is pretty limited, though, right, on EG? That's the other thing that I was looking at. Their disables are not the greatest. They're no, like, instant stuns. They have an ET Stomp. They have a Pango Rolling Thunder. They have an Ensnare.
It's going to be very tricky to catch this Storm. Samel has got a very nice lineup to run against.
Wait, what?
What?
I mean, EG's doesn't have that much catch, yeah.
Oh, I was saying the other way around as well.
Oh, I mean, VP's the Bramble is a little annoying. Brambles can be a bit annoying, but yeah. Besides that, they've a little bit better. I'd say EG has more limited.
But a lot of it's telegraph, right? It's a concoction. It's a hoof stomp. You're not going to get caught out by those as a Storm.
Yeah, you might get
long
caught.
Animations.
Centaur can. Centaur definitely. Willow Brambles are annoying, but yeah, the Alchemist one can be a little bit tough. It's VP. They're taking their time. They're probably discussing like, all right, I think it has to be them discussing about that Naga Siren. Is what the hero's
How are they going to deal with it?
Really running the clock.
Yeah, it's a tough call for VP.
It's Queen of Pain. So they're focusing more on the lane aspect.
Okay, and it is that burst that we looked for, you know, to help deal with heroes like the Ench as well. But definitely sort of that AoE damage that is going to fall off.
The thing is, though, like I was mentioning, EG's catch. How do they catch Queen of Pain? They haven't, like, Ensnare, Pango, like, these abilities.
All right, yeah.
Vortex is their best type of catch in order to go for this Quap. So I think that's what VP was looking at. Just like we were saying, Ember probably not having the most catch, but this is just a good matchup now. Now they have no one in a good matchup versus Sumail rather than putting him in a negative matchup. Okay. The Illusion still could get to a point, if he gets a lot of farm on Arteezy, there will be some problems to clear
that's
them,
the thing. It definitely feels like a lineup where, if it goes on, you're going to have this. Sure, VP's going to have the Alk, which is going to be brilliant, but EG is going to have these 3 super scaling cores that are going to love life later on.
Yeah.
I mean, this Naga, Storm, and Ench. That's going to be terrifying for some of these more vulnerable core heroes like the No One Quap and Apache Centaur.
Maybe we're going to have to see No One go for a little bit of a variety build. Maybe he still goes for like Tread's Orchid, but maybe he starts going like BKB Maelstrom, Mjolnir, and just goes for some extra right clicks and stuff like that on the Queen of Pain, just to solve the solution of the Naga Siren.
Because if Artor's able to get sort of that 30-minute heart, these illusions are not going to be easy for VP to deal with.
No, definitely not. All right. Queen of Pain. I don't think we haven't gotten a Queen of Pain game,
We've not seen a Quap in any of our games. Not to say that there hasn't been a Quap in the group stage. There's been so much Dota 2 going on. I'm sure there's been some Quap picks.
Yeah, there's been quite a few. Yeah, I saw Armel playing one of them too. I saw a good amount of teams picking the hero.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. VP versus EG. Let's have a look and see if EG can continue to get themselves back on the up, or if VP They need to win this game. It is in danger territory for VP down towards the bottom of the board. And there are scenarios where if they go on to lose all their games and IP go on to win all theirs, VP themselves could be in that danger zone.
So pressure lane from VP. This is one that can work pretty well versus the Naga. Naga, very high armor, but this lane is scary. It's a lot of magic damage coming in from them as well because of the Willow. But of course you can't play around it with that mirror image, so we'll see how well Arteezy does in the top lane, which I think will determine quite a bit here, as well as down bottom, in the opposing factor, of course. For Ramsey's Alchemist, who can deal with a lot of pressure that's going to be coming out from S4 yelling as this Enchantress. But we'll probably see also the stack, right? Stack gaming is probably going to come out from solo this game, since they're assuming that Enchantress, S4, as well as Crit will put a lot of pressure onto Ramsey's down bottom.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah, he should be able to come back from a rough lane very easily this game.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't step up too far and get pressured too much. Like, they have to try to like keep pulling and keep the lane near the tower, because if he steps up too far from his tower as an Alchemist versus an Enchantress and a Pango lane, we've seen what they do. They enchant you, they keep you Orb of Venom slowed constantly, and they chase you out.
See, EG, they'll be able to get a 3.
All right. So that Greevil's Greed.
Was a nice start, and Samel's going to be happy.
Yep. Defensive wards coming out from the side of VP. Watching out for those rotations, in particular from Crit. Watching out for the moves also from him. And, of course, that mid ward to be able to allow you to get those extra right clicks as the Queen of Pain onto Sumail. Sumail actually not really getting the best block here at all. This is a pretty bad block here for Sumail.
Prime position for no one, just outside of the tower range and on his high ground.
Yeah. Oh, misses the last hit, though.
Oh, CS. Got that one.
Range creep.
Oh, he messed it up. No
Sumail pulled the aggro of the melee creeps there, so when no one hits it, the melee creeps didn't hit it.
I think they'll play that from Sumail.
Yep, gets the deny.
See if he can get his own. Should be able to easily with the burst. Oh, no, he didn't.
He missed the remnant.
Oh, right. It's early morning.
It's the morning
It's very
in the mid lane.
early here in Shanghai.
Both mid laners.
They're just waking up.
Missing theirs.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the other lanes. We'll give them some time to have their breakfast.
Yeah. So Roger, we'll take a beating. Fly. Able to do a lot here as a Elder Titan. We've just been, oh man, I love seeing this hero. In the safe lane, still pretty exciting. You're always just having this 55 bonus damage plus that 5 armor, so you can just trade hits with everybody quite easily. So Arteezy looks like he should be pretty okay up here to secure the farm.
Yeah, I think
as they brought a lot of regen as well on these 2 supports of EG.
Yeah, look, as you said, this dual lane should be able to secure a very, very strong safe lane for EG. And the bottom lane, we'll see how much Ramses can get against the pressure. I'll try here with the maze, but Flyzy, Maze able to easily juke it. Won't be caught out by that.
Ooh, S4. Took like 4 tower hits under Acid Spray. Just a little bit painful for him there. But
Ramsey's farming quite all right.
Yeah.
Having no problems at all in these early levels.
You can see that what I was talking about, how they want to keep the lane near the tower. You see what Crit is doing. He's actually making sure to just keep blocking that pull camp so they can't keep resetting the position of the lane. Because, like I was saying, yeah, the harassment from Ramses, if he's too far forward, does start to build up. Ramses will pick up a chainmail, so he can soak some of that damage coming from S4, at least in the time being. Pasha does connect. They have the extra stun, too.
They've got the Cursed Crown on to Fly. Be able to chase him. Have they got the damage? The Bramble Maze to follow up. That's your first blood, VP. Having the combo plays as the heroes hit 2.
Is that pressure lane we were talking about, right? The heavy amount of control that comes out between them two, and that's also what we've been seeing a lot of teams, a lot of Willow players do. Is you don't even get the Shadow Realm, you just get the extra control to be able to keep the chase down. Because your Centaur in particular will provide your damage, or your Ogre that we saw in a couple other those dual lanes. So he's not really getting the most last hits as Pasha on the Centaur, but they're putting pressure on.
There's the pressure onto Ramses on the other half of the map.
Yeah, he stepped up a bit far here, a little far from his tower there, but looks like we'll be able to back up.
A fair bit of time where Samel's having to hide in the trees, wait for that poison to wear off so he can get the salve going. That's giving the space for no one.
Yeah, they picked the Queen of Pain because they wanted the lane dominator. Lane dominator and limited disables on EG. Sumel will go for a pull, some harassment onto no one to secure himself that range creep.
Oh, he's going to be able to head down and get himself a DD, which is going to help even more in this 1v1.
That's going to be super nice. That's I mean, I feel like I see VP warding the river like this is just because of like Telltale and what happened versus OG yesterday versus Thompson. Just him able to get all of those different runes.
Let's have a look. Now I'm going to have a fight on one another. Arteezy doing his best with the illusions to try and block up Pasha. But with the Who Stomp, Pasha will be able to still walk his way back to safety.
Sumail got forced to TP to base. No one showed back up in the lane, and Sumail was on the high ground. He actually just immediately had the TP. They even actually, they aggressively glyphed the wave on Sumail's remnants to make him miss a couple last hits too. I'm sure that was no one. As yeah, Sumail giving a couple Kookaburra laughs to that DD rune that no one was able to acquire. And yeah, I mean, Sumail's going to be really shut down because of this swap.
He's going to have to take some time in the jungle to come back eventually.
Yep.
Yeah, this matchup, as you say, VP, they got the final pick, and they certainly made the magic happen with it in terms of making sure that no one has this favourable matchup mid. And he's making the most of it. 20-9 against Sumail's 8 for 7.
Yeah. And we see in the meantime also, like we were mentioning, you know, we're going to see the Shadow Demon running around making stacks. Solo's already started. He has like a couple duo stacks inside of the jungle on his side too, just to prepare for Ramses to back up into that one. Ramses still farming just fine. Same thing with Arteezy in the top lane. So the carries, definitely happy with the laning setup that they've got.
Even farm between the two of them. This bottom lane will get a little more scary once S4 gets that 6.
Yep.
That'll be the point where we'll imagine to see, as you say, Ramses just looking to farm elsewhere.
Yep, he gets his phase boots, his double bracers, just goes to the jungle. It actually looks like he's actually already starting to back up to that jungle here.
We're going to see no one come across it for the runes. Crit did use the swashbuckle aggressively, so no one and Solo can stand their ground and start to hit, and the stick's going to be popped. VP will be able to pick up the rune in front of him, and now chase down Crit. Crit's maybe going to try and get himself denied. It's not going to be able to do so. No one gets the kill on Crit, as well as taking the bounty runes away from EG.
He actually moved bottom for the bounty runes and bought his bottle from the secret shop, so he's able to bottle up the bounty rune, also bottle up the second one too, and now they're going to shrine up with the 2 cores and continue that pressure on us. Sumail is just going to be the one who just jungles, who also had some stacks for himself. So he'll catch back up pretty quickly.
Yeah, all important to at least make sure he gets the 6 before he returns to lane if he wants to do so.
Oh,
Roger. It was a good job that shrine was available.
Sumail doesn't want to commit forward here. He had his nulls backpacked. Doesn't want to try for anything.
Yeah, bit of a tricky play to make on his own at this stage.
Yeah, he's got the Shadow Realm and everything too, so Willow's not a kill that you can try to go for. Sumail not want to waste mana. So yeah, bottom lane has been abandoned now a bit here by VP. They're just going to send some supports to Soak versus S4 as Crit will just run around chasing Ramses. Ramses will start to clear out these stacks as Crit will actually put down some vision to be able to keep taps too. He'll be able to snatch some of these himself.
Definitely the start where the biggest offset was that mid, but as you can see,
totally caught back up.
Yeah, the nature of the storm. So which obviously is sort of maybe a worrying factor for VP. You pick this hero to have this edge in the mid, sure. For the first 5 minutes, you had that lead, but Storm's always going to catch back up.
Yeah, and no one also went for the 3 points in the Shadow Strike, so purely lane pressure build. So now making moves around the map is a little bit harder without that high level of screen of pain or just even 2 or 3 points in it.
Top lane, an attempt onto Arteezy. Arteezy hasn't got any backup around him right now, so they'll be able to get him right under the tower, beating him down. Now the TP comes in, the Shadow Realm hit, not quite enough. Arteezy into the trees, has the salve ready, and he'll survive. He doesn't need any support help.
Every little thing mattering, right? He has double Wraithband as well as a Band of Elven Skin, so all that extra armor being provided there allows him to survive versus all that.
Bottom lane, here's the pressure. Now the 6 has been hit on S4. He can get in with the impetuses onto Ramses. Ramses now hit 6, so he's got the Chemical Rage regeneration. Still.
Sumail jumping far.
He does go for a big ball zip. Regen. He's looking to play around with Solo. The regen rune has ended. So won't be able to play on for the kill, and Ramses still with that Chemical Rage. A little too hard and a little too beefy for S4 to take down, but at the least will force him away, and of course, whilst there's that 30 seconds without the Chemical Rage, Ramses will have to stay away from that bottom lane.
Yeah, as you know, when he's focusing a little bit here on just staying in the mid lane because of that max Shadow Strike build for now. We can't see him TP soon to make a rotation, but he has that on cooldown for 40. Sumail burned his whole mana pool, though, for going to that setup down bottom, so hurting him a little bit as well. And as we know and love, you see Nagasaran is only like 9 last hits or 10 last hits behind that Alchemist, but as soon as we bring up that net worth, you're really starting to see that disparity. 1,300 gold already going in advantage of the Alch.
Jump forward here, no one. Teaming up with Roger to look for Fly. They should be able to get this unless Sumail can get the deny. He's not going to get the chance to. No one blows the Sonic Wave. Sumail zips forward, tries to go for the counter, playing with the Vortex drag back. They're going to get it. As they'll take that trade, EG. And maybe look to see if they can find more. S4 still with some mana to play with, but the Shadow Realm TP out will get the Willow back to base. Still, though, that is a kill onto no one as Sumail's sort of return and come back from a tough laning stage in that unfavorable matchup continues, and he is more than happy with getting involved in taking down the Quap.
Yep, Fly even TP's mid, refills Sumail's bottle so that he can keep getting this farm going for himself too. So yeah, a bit of a costly death there for no one.
And we'll see what sort of plays he is able to make. As you say, with the skill build, he's sort of stuck in this lane.
Yeah, just for a bit here. He's starting to get a couple more points when he's got like the 3 points, and then I mean he can still make moves around with 2 points in the Scream of Pain, but it's just not as good, not as nice. And we still see Solo continue to do all those stacks as we see on that left side for Ramses.
S4. I mean, he can feel pretty free to do this. He shouldn't be under any sort of pressure as a level 7 edge. It's not really the best, unless we see a rotation from no one. And even then, he's going to have the Sonic Wave if they want to have a shot at killing S4.
Yeah, they're going to actually have like a stun as well. Because if he just gets the heal off, even with the Sonic Wave, it's pretty unlikely that S4 dies.
S4. Keeping the vision and information onto Roger. Going to buy the chance for Sumail to zip in, get a bit of the glory. And he goes. S4 says, that's still my kill, though. They will get another. Sumail's getting mobile on the map, getting involved in these little skirmishes.
Yeah, they're really trying to keep the pressure down on this bottom side. VP, they have full coverage and full wards down here to be able to watch when EG does make the moves toward this top side. So I assume Ramses is still just wanting to just farming his triangle, though.
This is a high-level dagger, and that's going to get the kill.
It does take him out.
That's the plus there of having that 3rd point in it.
Yeah.
If you come to the lane as a support, you got to be careful. Otherwise, you end up giving up a kill to the Quappers. No one. He's got the Sonic Wave ready to pop again in 10 seconds. He's going to go for that Orchid build.
Yep. Treads into Orchid for sure when he's versus the Storm, as well as, I mean, he wants to be able to get scales to it. Also, it's just good because it gives you attack speed too if he does want to go for a transition build. Yeah,
and maybe with the Orchid in the burst, they have the chance of killing S4 as well.
Yeah. That's a ways away, but yeah, when he gets it, for sure.
Yeah. It's going to take him a fair bit of time. VP setting up around the mid. Yeah. Solo and Ramses here. It's EG. Start to shove the wave in. S4 trying to heal the wave back up.
He's trying to.
It's already going to get nuked down by the poison.
They're set up in the area. Crit as well as Fly. Crit and Fly are both level 6 too. And Crit has a javelin, so he does pack a punch. As they're making sure to keep this catapult alive, they really want to try to take out this mid tower here. Try to get that map control versus the Alchemist.
Solo not quite able to kill off the siege creep with the shadow poison. They'll pop the fortification. VP with no one moving back into position. They will be able to force EG back for now.
All of VP started surrounding themselves around that mid tower. As we know, defense of the mid tower has become here at TI. As immediately they smoke up EG. They're looking to try to catch something around the triangle. They have no vision here either, so I think this is more of like a warding expedition first, and then hoping that they maybe find something out of it. So we see Fly, he's leading the charge. He's going to get that ward down. They're going to see the courier. Oh, they can wait for it to pick up the relic and then kill it. Oh, it didn't pick up the relic.
Oh, that would have been the value play.
That would have been the value play.
If they had waited for the relic to get picked up. Still, a courier dead is a courier dead, and does mean that it'll be a little trickier at least for Ramses to be able to make his way over, especially with that ward coverage. They will see him go towards a secret shop to get the relic, so might still be able to cause issues with him when it comes to buying it. But yeah, courier dead nonetheless. But yeah, if that had the relic on it,
that would have been
that would have been pretty next level.
Yeah.
But not the case. Ramses still with the money. 4,800 gold.
They're probably expecting some ward vision up on that left side now too, because EG made that run around there to go secure that triangle versus that Alchemist. So VP likely to take that one out. As you see, Roger's going to be going for that Vessel versus the EG lineup, of course, versus that Enchantress in particular, who's going to be going for the Vessel on the side of EG, as they most likely do want one to get picked up versus that Alchemist at some point. Nobody's queued it up just yet.
Set up into mid.
They have
get
the
the Chemical Rage off, and certainly, with the Javelin on Crit, they cut down Ramses. Crit, Rolling Thunder through. He's ready to try and set up for more. Sumail's low on the mana, so he can't really follow this up.
Oh, he just Demonic Purged the illusions.
Did he?
He did.
Oh, no. It's early morning. It's early morning.
He wasn't in position to he wasn't actually behind the Alchemist too. If Solo was actually in position there too, he can just get the disruption and maybe look to save him there, but likely to die anywhere.
Hello.
Whoa.
Hello. Well, no one. He's got to be careful. At the same time, maybe RTZ's the one that needs to be careful. They get the fear back. Turn towards him.
He's got to sleep.
Yeah. He's going to be able to sleep and back off. Curse Crown does hit. Unable to chase. And no one has to be. You saw the damage as the illusions cut round that tree line.
He almost died. just to the Naga Siren. That was
if you didn't have
very
those,
scary.
if you didn't have those stick charges, it would have been very scary.
Yep. We see VP now. They originally had all their wards on the right side. Now, as we said, they're prioritizing that triangle area for Ramses, who pretty much has the Radiance now finished up after he takes out these last few camps. So he's off to a good start, but Arteezy, the 3 cores of EG as well, looking real hot here. Arteezy getting all the space in the world from his team. As we were kind of talking about that in the draft, right? We were hoping to say Arteezy kind of jungle, and then Ramsey's going to jungle, and the 4 versus 4 ensuing constantly. And I look at it, EG's draft fighting the 4v4s is really strong. They've got the Storm Spirit, the ET, the Pango, in particular that ET Pango, really strong for the team fight, and then S4 just super tanky for the front line. Well, VP, they're going to take a little bit more time to be able to set up for that. They have the Willow damage, they have the Centaur damage, but they're pretty limited when they don't have the Sonic Wave from Queen of Pain, who had to use it defensively.
It's always that worrying position, you know, if you're the out lineup and you do not have that net worth advantage.
Yeah. And you're losing, if you start to lose map control also, that's one of the biggest things. They've already lost 2 of their towers, so getting bounty runes starts to become a little bit more difficult, and you really want to keep that map control when you have Alchemist for bounties. As we see, EG, they're already starting to make the rotation up toward top to set up for 2 bounty runes, as Arteezy is going to go bottom to set up for those. So they want to fight up here as EG. As we were saying, they are very strong with their team fight right now.
See if they can get over aggressively. We are seeing Pasha start to poke his head around. Smell.
They only want to give, it looks like they only want to give VP 1 rune. They're going to try to secure themselves 3.
Start to poke at Roger, does force out the Shadow Realm. EG will secure the 3 bounty runes. VP only able to get a look in on 1. As that will put Arteezy very close to the Manta Cell. Obviously that Manta coming out well, way before any sort of Orchid's out for no one. So
yeah.
Arteezy with the Manta is going to feel pretty invincible heading around the map and farming wherever he wishes.
He's already starting to get like really tanky, right? He's already at, I mean, not very tanky, but he's 1500 HP when he's on his strength treads. When he gets the Manta, he's gonna be like 1800, 2000 HP. Like we were saying, they don't have damage to deal with illusions very well on the side of VP. Definitely feeling a bit concerned for them in that aspect. They still do have this very farmed Alchemist, but yeah, no one, not really at that same point. Same thing with Pasha.
The VP, as we said in the draft, they're always going to struggle with the scaling potential of the 3 EG cores, and all 3 EG cores are in a prime position in terms of where they want to be in farm. Top lane, Whostomp's not going to be there in time from Pasha's. Crit's able to roll out and roll past the entirety of VP pretty much. TP's out, and that's 4 heroes there that won't get any looking on a kill. They will be able to take the tier 1 tower.
He was just there to delay it, and he delayed a decent amount too. He knocked the whole creep wave back for a while here. They have the glyph as well, so they delayed that push a decent amount for EG.
Bottom lane, a bit of pressure being put onto the tier 2 tower bottom as Arteezy cuts the creep wave. TP will come in from Solo to get those creeps off it, but the pressure from EG is certainly building up very early.
Yeah, and they've got deep vision now too. I just saw Fly do a dive past the tier 2 tower bottom and puts 2 deep wards down.
Arteezy.
And Arteezy's getting aggressive.
He's going to look for some solo action.
Solo's just dead. Uh-oh.
This game is looking a little rocky for VP.
They've got their blink now on Pasha. They're going to have to make some big plays happen with it, though. It's only a 1k disadvantage, but yeah, the Naga
They have the out.
is a big problem. Yeah, the Naga Siren's a big problem.
And they're behind. It's not great. Be sure that Ramses himself, he's still doing fine, but the other 2 cores are Passion. They're not having that much of an impact. They will find Fly in the river. Ramses, concoction's out. Fly, caught out. We'll be able to get the stomp off, but they're in and get the kill. In fact, Fly's going to buy back because EG want to fight this. Samael, he's going to zip in there, found Ramses straight away. They're on top of the Alchemist. The Alchemist is out and crit onto the high ground, sets up for a second. Samael zips in, they'll find both of them. Double kill for Samael. As soon as VP finds some support action, Samael strikes back hard and gets the bigger